mascots. I think that they add a fun personality to branding by offering you this personality that you can connect with. And I'm more likely to buy something that has a cute little guy on it, okay? I'm weak. I wanted to talk about what I consider to be Lolita brand mascots, which is sort of difficult to determine because with sweet Lolita brands, they are constantly creating artwork for their prints, so they're constantly making these cute characters. So what are the qualifications that I give characters from Lolita brands artwork, releases, pieces that make them a mascot versus just a one-off design? Well, I decided that they have to have a unique name. They have to appear in multiple releases and pieces, and that's kind of it. Yeah. I think one of the most recognized and most effectively used brand mascots is Usakumya for Baby the Stars Shine Bright. Many people mistake Usakumya for being a bunny, but Usakumya is actually a bear dressed as a rabbit. According to a Baby the Stars Shine Bright MOOC released on July 22nd, 2012, Usakumya was a bear who lived in the forest and saw a rabbit. And the bear really wanted to be the rabbit, and they were so sad that they went home and cried for days, trying to pull their ears to stretch them to look like a rabbit. Then one day, this bear met a Lolita wearing Baby the Stars Shine Bright in the woods, and that Lolita made Usakumya a bunny hood so that the bear could dress as a bunny. And apparently all of the crying is what caused Usakumya's eyes to be so red. Usakumya literally translates to bunny bear. And the first time we see this bunny bear is in 2001 in the arms of Moon Kana, a very talented musician and model, in a Baby the Stars Shine Bright runway. And this was not a bag, this was just a plush. And it looks very different than the Usakumya we have come to know today. I almost don't want to call this Usakumya. It's more like a predecessor, an ancestor, something else, but it is listed as Usakumya in a couple different places. You can also see this bunny bear in the background of Kamikaze Girls, and there is a pattern for it in GLB Volume 3, which I actually have. I don't have the patterns in many of my GLBs because they were gifted by a friend, and their one stipulation was that they wanted to keep the patterns because they'll actually sew, and I don't sew, so it was a great deal for me because I just got to have GLBs. But in the issues, you can still see like the breakdown of the pattern, and I want to see Usakumya. Oh! Here they are. Wow. Wow. See, this one doesn't have red eyes either, so is this Usakumya? This plush was released as a bag the following year in 2002. The earliest sighting of the Usakumya style that we have come to know was in 2005 as a bag release, and since then Usakumya has appeared all over Baby the Stars Shine Bright as bags, in prints, as accessories, tissue boxes, slippers, and even as pens. Different types of pens. Yeah. Although Baby now has a few different mascots, Usakumya is regarded as the official mascot for Baby the Stars Shine Bright and is often used in their logos. The next release of characters from Baby the Stars Shine Bright was Usakumya's Friends in the print Usakumya's Nakayoshi, meaning good friends, in 2009, and this is when we meet Sophie-chan, Lillian, and Judy, three colorful cute bears who have not made as many appearances in products as I would like them to. They have been released as small keychains and they have been in a few prints, but I feel like they haven't been utilized very often since the 2010s. I would like to see more of them, and they don't have a full-fledged story. All we know is that they are friends with Usakumya. What else is interesting is that Baby the Stars Shine Bright will sometimes release two different cuts of a dress, and they will signify the difference by putting a name at the end, and I always thought this was just a random name, but I think that these are like the names of other characters, so it's like this is the dress that Judy would wear. The bears on this dress, Dancing Baby Bears, they do appear to be similar colors to Usakumiya's friend bears, but the style is definitely different. They look more like vintage bears, and I don't know, these bears don't have a story or names. Who are these bears?
This print was a collaboration with doll artist Miyuki Odani. Until researching for this video, I did not realize there were corresponding doll outfits with this release. You can find more of their art on Instagram.
Kuma Kumiya-chan, a name that I have many times messed up because I was never sure if it was Kuma Kumiya-chan or Kumiya Kuma-chan. It is in fact Kuma Kumiya-chan, right? Yeah. Which means cute bear. And this is another friend to Usakumiya, released in 2013, and Kuma Kumiya-chan is a bear dressed as a bear. I do have one right here. So cute. See, it's a bear, and it has magnet hands too, which is so cute. And then it's dressed as a bear. A bear, double bear, bearception. This bag fits surprisingly a lot as well because you can put stuff in the head as well as the body, whereas a lot of Lolita bags, it's just the body. It's a little beat up. I do believe I got this one around 2013, 2015, sometime in then. Such a cutie. You can make them hold hands with other ones. There is no released story about Kuma Kumiya-chan, except that they're friends with Usakumiya. They're a bear, dressed as a bear. And these pouchettes can go for a lot of money. There are different designs, different releases, different clothing and color that they have, and in the resale market, it goes wild. Who's messaging me?
It's me, Okuma Kumaya calling. Did you know I am the San Francisco 10th anniversary limited Kumaya pochette and I regularly sell for $700 and I was originally $125. Pretty crazy, huh?
I feel as though Kuma Kumiya-chan has become Baby the Starshine Bright's like unofficial second mascot because they do appear in a lot of merchandise, like this wild headband I've been holding out on. I should switch. I do love Kuma Kumiya-chan. I did own the first dress that was released with this bear on it, but I ended up selling it because the pink tone is really cute, but it does not look good on my skin tone. It brought out weird undertones that I did not like. But since then, there have been a lot of different print releases with Kuma Kumiya on them, so I should look into it because it's such a cute bear. There have been other characters released by Baby the Starshine Bright that I don't really qualify as mascots because they haven't made a ton of repeat appearances and they almost seem like spin-offs of Usakumiya and Kuma Kumiya, like Neko Kumiya, which is a cat, a bear dressed as a cat, I'm assuming. This character was first released in 2018. There is also Bear Michelle, Santa Teddy, Amai Kumiya, which is a sweet bear, a honey version of Usakumiya, Gentle Bear. Alice and the Pirates is a sister brand to Baby the Starshine Bright. They are a line that focuses more on classic and gothic Lolita, and they recently released their own mascot, Captain Chris, in 2020. Captain Chris has made a few appearances as bags and in prints, but he's such a baby. Like, we gotta see where he goes from here. I would love to know the story of Captain Chris and like how he connects to Usakumiya and if they get along, if they're enemies. What do you think about Captain Chris and Usakumiya and all of the Baby the Starshine Bright characters?
This video does not have a sponsor, but if you liked the makeup in that section, it was done using Flower Nose Violet Strawberry Rococo palette, and when you shop with Flower Nose using code LOVELYLOR, it helps support the channel.
I would say that Angelic Pretty's two primary mascots are Shyness Bear and Lyrical Bunny. We were first introduced to Lyrical Bunny in 2007 on the print Toy Parade, and then Shyness Bear came around on Dreamy Dollhouse in 2009.
Wrong. Shyness Bear was also introduced on Toy Parade.
And I did not realize that this mouse had a name. This is Little Mouse Jerry, who has also appeared in different prints and releases. I find that Angelic Pretty's design style of bears and mice tend to be kind of similar, and sometimes I have difficulty differentiating between the two. Angelic Pretty has released a myriad of characters, but so many of them only appear once or twice. They are not like established characters. They're more just something that appears in a print. They also like to release animals with an adjective, and I don't know if this would qualify as like the character's name or just a descriptor of the animal. For example, pony and unicorn, there's decoration pony, dreamy unicorn, magical pony, star pony, milky pony. Is that their names, or is that just a description? There's also British bear. Who is this bear? We know that he's British. We also have Milky Bear, whose first appearance was in 2015 as a pouch. And then there is a dress called Holy Milky Bear, but it has nothing to do with Milky Bear. Milky Bear is not on it. So is this like a dress that Milky Bear would wear? Then I also feel like Whimsical Vanilla Chan, that's a name, right? But then there's also Whimsical Cat. Is that a less descriptive description of Whimsical Vanilla Chan? How do we differentiate between Whimsical Vanilla Chan and Whimsical Cat? Why doesn't Whimsical Cat have a name? There's also Dolly Cat, which is Dolly their name? Or are they a doll cat? And Romantic Cat. There are older character designs similar to Whimsical Vanilla Chan that I wouldn't say are necessarily mascots because they haven't appeared through the brand's years. They're almost series-specific characters. So they've had a lot of merch within their own series, but that's sort of it. So an example of that would be Whimsical Vanilla Chan as well as Milky Chan the Fawn. I did not realize that the Musée de Chocolate Bear had a name, and I have shamed this bear for many years for having a tiny face. I've even photoshopped this bear to have a different face. And you know what? Now that I look back and I learn his name, I feel badly about it. I'm like, maybe it was just fueled by my own insecurity of my big forehead, which I am now starting to embrace. And so, you know what, Porter? I support you. Justice for Porter. I should never have photoshopped his face. Angelic Pretty has done a lot of collaborations, so there are characters that exist in those collaborations, but I feel like I want to save those for a separate video. I feel like not enough Lolitas know about Meta's mascots Punkuma and Rabitch. Yes, that is her name, Rabitch. People also refer to her as Rabbi-chan to avoid saying bitch. These characters are so near and dear to my heart. I love them so much because they appear on Meta's telephone skirt, which I'm wearing right now, but you can't see because it's out of frame. Can you see them? And this was one of the first images I ever saw of Lolita fashion. I didn't even know what Lolita fashion was. I just saw this on a fashion blogger and was like, I'm obsessed. I love this so much. Punkuma and Rabbi-chan are characters that were created by Meta's original designer, Kuniko Kato, and they actually appear on quite a lot of early products. Astute Lolitas may also know that in Meta's camouflage print, Rabbi-chan and Punkuma's silhouettes are hidden in the pattern. I was so lucky and privileged to be able to meet Kuniko Kato at a convention a few years ago, and I got to ask her more about these iconic characters. Kuniko Kato is no longer with Metamorphose, temps, fille, but she has her own brand called Physical Drop, and she told me that there's actually some unreleased comics of Rabbi-chan and Punkuma, which I would love to see. She also pointed out that Rabbi-chan is often depicted as a nurse and that Punkuma is often depicted injured. And there is even some illustrations of Rabbi-chan causing these injuries to Punkuma, but she assured me that this is a mutually beneficial dynamic and that Punkuma is okay with being hurt by Rabbi-chan and Rabbi-chan is always there to take care of Punkuma. There is also this very silly, very cute Rabitch illustration of her in this like muscle car, and it's called like the American Dream print. I would love to see like a full-fledged comic of these characters, but I'm assuming because Kuniko Kato created them under Meta that she won't be able to use them because they're like part of their IP. and we haven't seen them be used in anything since 2010. And Kuniko left in 2009, so it seems like maybe this was already in production while she was still there, so as soon as she left, they stopped. I would love to see more of these characters, and I so wish that I could collect these older pieces, but they are so hard to come by. There isn't a lot of documentation of these older pieces with Pankuma and Rabich. I found that the best images I could find were secondhand sales, which themselves are pretty rare. There is another character from this early 2000s era of Meta that is a leopard that tied in with Meta's infamous leopard release. So these are the main brands that I'm most familiar with having mascots. If there are any mascots I didn't cover in this video that you know of for other brands or for these brands, please let me know in the comments. Let me know which ones are your favorite, which ones you relate to most. This is probably going to be old news by the time I edit this video, but today Violet Fane announced that they are returning after a hiatus, and I'm so happy. I thought that they would be closed and gone forever. This brand means so much to me. I adore them, and I think that Violet Fane needs a mascot. What kind of mascot do you think Violet Fane would have? I used a lot of references in this video, and I want to give a quick shout out to the tried and true Lolibrary, which always helps me immensely while researching, as well as Crimson Reflections or Rain Dragon, which documented a lot of the older community. There are lots of videos on brand mascots and collections of brand mascots that are really fun and inspiring, and if you would like to watch more, I have made a playlist of ones I've enjoyed. Anyways, stay lovely. Also, I don't know where to fit this in, but there has been releases of Angelic Pretty characters as bags where they're sleeping, and this has always bothered me more than it should. I'm wondering if anyone prefers this style or if they only get it because that's simply what was left in stock. I don't know why they just to me look so bad, and if they're sleepy, leave them at home. Don't put them in your coordinate, don't bring them to meetups, just let them sleep.